Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
We begin tonight with breaking news as one person taken to the hospital, another person in custody after an assault in Moorhead.
Moorhead police confirm the assault happened in the 1800 block of First Avenue North. Officers say the victim had a number of cuts in their torso that appear to have been caused by a knife. The victim's injuries are described as not life-threatening. Names have not been released yet. The investigation is ongoing.
In other news tonight, a local couple is furious. They reached out to us on the whistleblower hotline after being stranded for 18 hours in an airport.
With no answers from their airline and flights canceled from last weekend's winter storm, they ended up handing over $2,000 on top of what they already paid for their trip.
Valley News Team's Joseph Ojo tells us why they feel Sun Country Airlines needs to be held accountable.
Traveled a lot in my life. I mean, I used to be on the road at least 25 to 30 weeks out of the year and never had an experience like this.
Heading to Minneapolis after a vacation in Cancun on a Sun Country airline flight which was canceled, Christopher Winter, like any other traveler, just wanted to get to his destination.
Controlled chaos. Sun Country had no clue anything at all. They weren't able to give us any direction.
And after multiple efforts to get some information, Winter opted to take matters into his own hands.
Well, just for the airfare back, it was $2,357.60.
The number he mentions did not include their cell phone bill from trying to call the airline, nor the food they had to buy.
It made it sound like they were giving some reimbursement now. And so I called them and they told me that it's only for 2 of their flights that were coming back from Mexico.
Now, with hopes of being reimbursed for trouble his family had to go through, Winter says he is committed to making sure Sun Country pays up.
My message to Sun Country, I'll never fly them again.
In Fergus Falls, Joseph Ojo, Valley News Live.
We reached out to Sun Country Airlines for a statement regarding the Winters situation. We have yet to hear from them.
And the Winters aren't the only ones calling out Sun Country. Late Monday evening, the Pettit family from Detroit Lakes returned to the valley after being stranded in Cabo San Lucas after the blizzard canceled their flight. The Pettits paid an extra $2,500 for their return trip home. Abby Pettit tells Valley News Live that she was contacted by Sun Country and told to submit receipts for transportation costs to and from airports and return flights, and officials would look to see what they would be able to reimburse. However, in a release to U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar yesterday, the airline stated they would cover any additional reasonable transportation costs. Pettit feels that Sun Country's statement and what she's being told on the phone isn't quite matching up. We'll be sure to keep you informed if the Pettits or the Winters get their money back. And remember, you can contact our whistleblower hotline if you need help with a serious issue in your community. 237-6576. You can call and leave your tip, and then we will do our best to get to the bottom of it.
New for you tonight at 10 o'clock. One person remains in jail. Another is bonded out surrounding a drug bust involving a deadly drug along with $20,000 in cash. 45-year-old Don Kyer of Mahnomen, Minnesota, 34-year-old Craig Jackson of Ogama, Minnesota, were arrested and each charged with possession of a controlled substance. Besides the cash, authorities say they seized about 15 ounces of what is believed to be heroin and cocaine mixed with fentanyl. A Becker County Jail spokesperson says that Kyer posted bond. Jackson remains in custody. Becker County Sheriff Todd Glanders says that more arrests are expected.
Also new this evening, a 53-year-old man from Walhalla, North Dakota, is dead after being ejected from his vehicle during a rollover crash in Pembina County. Authorities say the man was driving east on County Road 1, about 5 miles southeast of Walhalla, when he lost control of his vehicle along a curve, hit a ditch, and rolled. The man was thrown from the vehicle and it caught on fire. He was taken to a Cavalier hospital where he later died. His name is being withheld until family are notified.
In an exclusive interview with Valley News Live, a Frazee, Minnesota woman and her husband tell us that they were awoken yesterday morning by a man that would later be accused of killing their longtime neighbors. Peggy J. lives across the street from where Denise McFadden and her son Dalton were found dead yesterday. Jay tells us that she's lived there for almost 10 years, but she never imagined something as horrific as this happening there. Jay and a family member of these victims told Valley News Live that the suspect was someone the family was trying to help. Now they're completely shocked by what happened, and like many, they're looking for answers.
What was a turn in events? We don't know. They have no idea what happened. They're just as dumbfounded and confused, and why is really a question that they got on their heads today.
A family member tells us that they were trying to help the suspect get on the right track and even get him a job. The man accused in the murders, 21-year-old William Lynn Hillman. He remains in custody on 2 charges of second-degree homicide. He's expected to make his first court appearance tomorrow.
The weather's on a roll. Temps are up. There's no sign of snow. Let's find out from Hutch what tomorrow is looking like. Hutch?
Well, today was a beauty out there. A lot of us seeing our first 50-degree day of the season, including us right here in the FM area. Hallock, by the way, 55 degrees the high temperature today. All of the melting has our rivers on the rise. The Red River in Fargo has reached flood stage, but is only expected to peak at about 19 feet. Oslo could have some moderate flooding, but the rest of the area is expected to only get up to the minor stages. Very quiet weather tonight. Temperatures to start your day in the morning in the 20s. And tomorrow will be warmer than today. I'll have details in your hour-by-hour forecast in just a moment.
Okay, thanks, Hutch.
Exotic dancers are back in Wahpeton. The city council renewed the Oasis Bar's cabaret license, but with strings attached. The license comes with a sunset clause, which means after December 31st, the bar can never have exotic dancers again. The owners say that they're committed to revamping and rebranding their bar. A few months ago, the Oasis was facing closure after it lost its cabaret license. Owners said without the dancers, people weren't coming in. In February, Wahpeton City Council members voted against renewing the license. The move was supported by local women's rights groups, but the bar owners said that renewing the license would allow them time to rebrand without dancers.
Some people are claiming the law was broken in a multi-million-dollar drainage ditch vote in Walsh County, North Dakota. They contacted our whistleblower hotline. The drain is supposed to alleviate flooding in rural Walsh County, but it will raise taxes for many in the area. Last year, a vote to approve the drain narrowly passed by 4%, but some say they were harassed to change their votes in order to tip the scales.
They started calling me, these guys on this list. We want you to change your vote. And I said, well, how do you know what I voted? Well, we opened them.
We called the Walsh County Water Board's lawyer about the legality of publishing ballot results before the voting period ended, but he has not returned our calls yet. Bidding on the project starts next month.
Former First Lady Barbara Bush is being remembered for her devotion to her family and country. Both the wife and mother of former presidents, Mrs. Bush, died in Houston last night. Flags are at half-staff from the White House to the Capitol, where senators on both sides of the aisle are paying tribute to Mrs. Bush. The 92-year-old died at her home with her husband, former President George H.W. Bush, at her side, holding her hand all day. Today, U.S. Senator Heidi Heitkamp and Congressman Kevin Cramer spoke of their fond memories of the First Lady.
I think one of my favorite stories about her is the speech she gave when she's looking out at a number of people, and she said, you know, one day some of you will take on the role of First Lady, and I wish all of you men well.
One of my most prized artifacts of my political career is a handwritten note that Barbara Bush sent to me after they lost the White House. And I thought, well, that speaks volumes to her grace and her dignity and her integrity and her, you know, and frankly, just the personal touch that she would take the time to send this 30-year-old chairman in Bismarck a handwritten note after they lost the election, thanking me for my help in the campaign.
Mrs. Bush's funeral is Saturday. Bill and Hillary Clinton plan to attend, as well as Barack and Michelle Obama. Current First Lady Melania Trump has said that she will be there, too, to pay her respects.
An Indiana dad leaves a loaded gun in the car with his pregnant wife and young children. The shooting that followed. Later on Valley News Live at 10.
Fargo-Moorhead shoppers will soon have 2 fewer department stores to shop in. What they're saying about the loss of her burgers.